I love me an orange guitar. What's funny though is orange is not even a favorite color of mine. I've been looking to buy a Fender Player Telecaster for a long while now. It was not a priority, but I set a safe search on Reverb for a new or Mint Capri Orange model. A few had come up, but the one I ended up with was brand new and for a really great deal of $650. I've watched the Capri Orange versions and they seem to go for a premium. I've seen people pay upwards into the 800s for a new version, which is not something that I'm willing to do. The Made in Mexico Fender Player series of guitars was first released in 2018 and has been made until 2025 when it was replaced by the Fender Player 2 series. The Fender Player guitar quickly gained a reputation for being a solid workhorse guitar and a great value for the price. I would argue that since the release of the new Indonesian-made Fender Standard, as well as the Fender Player 2 series of Telecasters, that the Fender Player series is now even more of a value. When you compare side by side the three versions of the Telecasters, the neck and body specifications are all modern C 9.5-inch radius. All have the vaunted Fender logo on the headstock. All necks have satin finish on the back of the neck. Player 2 offers rosewood plus maple fretboards, and the other two offer Pau Ferro and maple fretboards. The Player 2 comes with classic gear tuners, which are good tuners. The tuners on the standard and player guitars look the same but are different quality, meaning that they are both 10mm sealed tuning machines, but there's just something about them that feels different when you use them. The Player has the same model of tuners as what is found on the Made in America guitars. The standard series are made to look the same, but I'm telling you, you can feel a distinct difference between the two sets of tuners in function and just general quality. I plan on taking two of the different tuners apart to compare for myself. The Fender Player and Player 2 both have Alnico 5 bass pickups, and the Fender Standard has ceramic magnet bass pickups. The electronics in the Fender Player and Player 2 series use standard Fender CTS potentiometers and Fender Oak Grigsby 3-way pickup selector switches. The Fender Standard series uses alpha full-size pots and a PC board bass pickup selector switch. All three guitars have a 6-saddle bridge that can be replaced by a Fender vintage-style 4-screw 3-saddle bridge. All three guitars do not come with a case or a gig bag. New, the Fender Standard Series Telecaster costs $599, with a current average use price right now of $489. New, the Fender Player Series costs $679. The current average use price is $516. New, the Fender Player 2 series goes for $799 to $800 depending on what type of body you're choosing, chambered or solid. Current average use price is $562. All three guitars present the same level of modding potential. I think if you shop, you can find a good low price on the Player model that makes it the best value for the dollar. I believe that the Player 2 will continue to drop in price, but will take probably about a year to go as low as where the Player is now. Out of the three, I feel that the Player is really close to the Player 2 in quality of components used to build the guitars. To be honest, the only things that the Player guitar does not have that the Player 2 does is a rolled fretboard edges and an offering of a rosewood fretboard. I do not feel that the standard model is the equal to either the Player or Player 2 guitars in quality of components. I don't mean the build quality, I mean the actual quality of the components used. The two Player guitars have better and more modern tuners, pickups, and electronics. I've shown in a video prior to this video that for you to bring the standard model guitar up to the same level of quality of components as the Player 2 or Player, that what you would have to spend in the cost of purchasing the aftermarket parts, that when you add to that, to the cost of the original guitar, that it exceeds what it would cost to just buy a Player 2 guitar new. Out of the three guitars, the Player as a used guitar, in my opinion, is a better value than the standard and Player 2. Observations of the Player guitar that I have. The fit and finish on my Player Telecaster is excellent. I found no fret sprout or sharp fret edges. I found fret rocking, however, on the treble side of the fretboard at the 3rd fret. Otherwise, there was no more fret rocking anywhere on the fretboard. The neck is easy to play, being at a 9.5-inch radius in C shape. The satin back of the neck feels nice and comfortable to the hand. Measuring for resistance on the pickups, the bridge measures 10.02 k ohms. Both pickups together measure 4.53 k ohms, and the neck pickup by itself measures 7.99 k ohms. The pickups really surprised the hell out of me. I find I actually like them. I really like the neck, and I especially like the growl out of the bridge pickup. Pickups are usually one of the first things I want to replace out on a guitar, and I don't see myself doing that with this guitar. The weight of the guitar being 8 pounds or 3.650 kilos, and the overall balance of the guitar is excellent.